Hey guys, well, so today we're going to talk a little bit about Transformers, which is our favorite movie here. We're going to also discuss Wednesday and some things happening on TikTok that I think you're going to find interesting right here on the Rundown. All right, guys, welcome back to the Rundown. We are going to give our weekly update to things in entertainment, some news, we give our opinions, some reactions, some comments, some questions, some concerns, and we're going to talk to you guys about what you all think about that. I'm sorry that I'm late once again to all the guys that are watching live. I have to say that right away because joining me to judge is Tabitha. Hey, what's going on?
Judgy McJudgerson.
And also to then bring me back to reality to remind me that I would have been on time if I wasn't, such a scatterbrain. It's Joy Fagan. Hey, baby. So, guys, like I said, we're going to discuss those things and more right here on the Rundown. We have some movies some TV shows that we've seen on this, 2 weeks that we've between Thanksgiving and then the week that you were gone. It was some things that we want to catch up on. A lot of stuff to try to run through real fast. I'm gonna try to go as fast as possible since so late. The reason why we were late was because there was some trailers that dropped today that I was like, let's do a quick reaction to it real fast and just knock it out. So, guys, if you want to comment, you want to tell us what your thoughts are, you got to remember, hit the subscribe button. I have it set for subscribers only. So if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and then we can see what you guys are saying down below. So with all that out the way, let's talk about some of the things that's going on this week. Starting with a little bit of entertainment news. Let me see if I can. The chats aren't working. Okay. Well, they were supposed to. There's a delay. There it is. Yeah. All right. I figured it out. All right. I fixed it. Okay. Let's start over. 3, 2, 1, and we're back. Chats will pop up right here. There's a little bit of a delay, but you'll see the chats while we're talking right here live. So there was supposed to be a graphic that was supposed to let you know that we're on the entertainment news part of the show, but it didn't work. So
he just wants you to see his pretty face the entire time. Don't let him lie. And
I did Tabitha here a favor, trying to make she's always complaining about being cold. So I made this room super hot.
It's so hot.
And now I'm going to be sweating.
He overdid it. One extreme to the other.
I have no hair to block the beads of sweat falling from my head.
To get him a headband.
Right?
Back in the early 2000s when I used to be Headband Man, that was one of my nicknames when I was doing my dance routines like you guys served. Yeah, Headband. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll tell you. Well, we'll talk about it a little bit later.
That's the after dark version.
Yeah, we'll talk about Headband. I'll talk about Headband Man.
Says she's already traumatized by that from earlier.
Oh, man.
I'm glad I was making a drink.
Yo, you don't want to know what me and Joe were doing. But what was that? What was that scene on? What movie was that? Was that that movie where we went back to college with what's his face?
Rob Schneider.
He's in a new movie with Ryan Reynolds now.
Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell.
Where he goes back to college?
No, it was. What was that movie where? It was an old. I don't care. Well, all I remember was him and some other woman. They were making out on a table, and then they screamed, "It's about to get real over here." That's what me and Joy do every time you leave the room. We just make out on your TikTok stream, and that's what That's why they were all traumatized. Like, where's Tabitha?
I mean, it's not because of Joy.
Old school, yeah.
Joy was the saving grace to that.
It was about to get real on her TikTok live, but besides that, let's talk about Transformers: Rise of the Beast trailer just dropped, and
did.
I thought, what the heck is that? See, look, there we go. There. I said, let's watch the trailer real fast and let's give our thoughts on it. Babe, did you get a chance to watch the trailer? Are you a Transformers fan at all?
I've seen I don't even know how many there are now.
Well, that's the thing.
I think I've seen 2.
There's like what 5 Michael Bay ones, and then there are then they did the Bumblebee remake with what's her name, Hawkeye. What's her name? The new Hawkeye. What's her name? Hayden.
I don't know what her
Haley. What's her name?
I don't know her name off the top of my head.
You never saw. So I have a whole thing to talk about with this, but
of course,
Tabitha, you said you watched it and you said you're not a fan.
I don't like the Transformer movies. I can only handle, like, I love action movies, don't get me wrong, but I feel like the plots have gotten real weak, and it is just explosion after explosion after explosion, and that is just the status of the movie now. Yeah. Like, it feels like it's nothing else. And I'm all for a good fight scene because I love like you give me some Kill Bill stuff. Like, I am all for a good fight scene. John Wick, y'all know I love me some John Wick.
We just saw Bullet Train finally, and that was
primo stuff. But Transformers just does not have what I would call a worthy for me to spend my money to go see it in a movie theater type of draw to it. I just have zero interest in spending my money.
So you've never seen Bumblebee either?
I have not seen the Bumblebee, actually.
And that's the brilliant thing about what I took from this trailer.
I stopped watching them
because Transformers 1 was great. Then Transformers 2 came out, and it was the stupidest thing that still made billions of dollars. Then I liked the third one that Michael Bay did, something Dark Side of the Moon. I thought that was great. Tyrese was good in that. But then the fourth one came out, sucked, and the fifth one it just got worse and worse. Then they decided to do the Bumblebee remake without Michael Bay.
Yeah,
and it didn't make as much money as they were used to making, but it was still considered a success. And it was well received. To me, it felt like it was it depended on how successful the movie was. It was either a reboot or a continuation or a prequel. It was both, actually. But since it was successful and the fans liked it, it's okay. It's a reboot. If it would have flopped, would have been a prequel.
Yeah.
It's weird. That's weird for what I'm saying, but you got to hear me out. This Transformers trailer still featured Bumblebee. Bumblebee was was the most beloved character from the Michael Bay movies. That's why they did a movie focused only on that character. They didn't change him at all, but they changed Optimus Prime, meaning that it could be you could consider it a different universe or a reboot or anything like that. But if it flopped, they would have just tied it to the Michael Bay stuff and said, oh no, it's still the same Bumblebee, so it's still the same universe. But since it was successful, it's like now we have a chance to start over without Michael Bay. We've proven that we can make a Transformers movie without Michael Bay and continue on. We're gonna still take Bumblebee because everybody still loves Michael Bay's Bumblebee. We're gonna keep Bumblebee and we're gonna reboot Transformers, but we're going to still keep Bumblebee the same. All right. Now that I've said all that stupid stuff that doesn't make sense to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Now moving on. This trailer, I don't know a damn thing about Beast Wars. I didn't watch that cartoon.
Yeah.
I know it's beloved, but I didn't watch it. But you got the same Bumblebee. You got the same Optimus Prime from Bumblebee and all that. Now, this is the movie that's like, we have totally moved away from the Michael Bay crap that it's turned into. It used to be successful. Now it's considered crap. And now that's all gone. This is the new Transformers moving forward. You don't have to watch any of those old Michael Bay movies.
To actually get it.
You said you didn't watch it? You didn't
No, I've watched all the Michael Bays. Yeah, I've watched them all. Okay, I just am so sick of it.
They got back.
It's like the Fast and Furious franchise.
Right.
Like, I got so tired of seeing the same damn plot line, the same damn thing. And I'm going to address the one comment that I can see. Says, ha 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 ha, how can you hate this film if you haven't seen Bumblebee? Well, first of all, I don't hate the film because I haven't seen it. So what I'm saying is I have zero interest in seeing the movie because even off of the trailer, it still feels like it's freaking explosion after explosion after explosion. Which is, I know the concept of their movies is highly...
That's the concept of the Michael Bay movies.
But even in this trailer...
They took I mean, you're not gonna have a Transformers movie without an explosion. But it was the joke that's all Michael Bay did. That
yes,
became
that's all
that,
he did.
that became the joke.
Did. Absolutely. But this plot line feels like we're just adding King Kong into it. And
that's if you never watched the Beast Wars cartoon. I didn't either.
Yeah.
I knew of it. I didn't watch it.
But yeah.
But I saw Bumblebee.
Well, see, and I did not see Bumblebee,
and that's where my challenge is going to be. If you watch Bumblebee,
maybe I'll like it
because that's the one that had John Cena in it. It had
yeah. I'm not a huge fan of Cena, by the way.
What's her name? Haley, the girl who played in the Hawkeye series with.
Yeah.
She was in that movie with Bumblebee.
Okay.
It was set before the first Transformers movie.
Look, I have no problem with my mind being changed. I got no issues with that.
Bumblebee will change because since it was removed from the Michael Bay isms and directed by a whole new director, it was very well received. It was exactly how people felt about the first Transformers movie that Michael Bay did.
Yeah.
And it felt like it brought then it got rid of all those Michael Bay isms that people were starting to get tired of.
Yeah, no. So I really am hoping then that if that's the case with this, granted, again, just like you, I have not seen the cartoon, so I don't know much about that storyline, but when I saw the trailer, because that's what I'm going off of, I'm going off the trailer, it felt like explosion, King Kong, explosion.
If all that you remember was from the Michael Bay stuff, if the last things you saw was the Michael Bay stuff, this trailer was going to look like a Michael Bay movie.
It did.
But if you watch Bumblebee, your palate will be cleansed. If I say, babe, I can't remember. You said you didn't see Bumblebee? You guys got to watch Bumblebee. if you want to watch this movie, you're gonna have to watch Bumblebee because everything that happened in this trailer, I was happy with, I was okay with, but I understand if you didn't watch Bumblebee, you're gonna think you're watching the same crap over and over and over again. Yeah. But because that's like I said, that's Michael Bay's Bumblebee. They took what worked. They got rid of the Michael Bay isms that didn't work. Yeah. That didn't work anymore financially. Because they were still willing to roll with Michael Bay until it stopped working financially. The second it didn't make $1 billion, that's when they decided reboot. Yeah. Bumblebee. And that's what happened. But if you saw Bumblebee, then you would know everything that you saw in this trailer would have been okay with it. Okay. But if you would I will
give it a chance. I will watch Bumblebee.
I'm like I said, since I got to do my Indiana Jones first time watching, I got to do. What do I got to do, babe? I got to do my Tom Maverick.
Yeah, because he still refused.
I got to watch first time watching Maverick. I got to watch Maverick.
The original?
I've never.
Either one of them. He has refused.
Refused the original? What? It's the original, man.
I gotta do a first time watching Maverick. So okay, then there's the challenge. I'll watch Maverick. You gotta watch Bumblebee.
All right. Let's see
what
we're doing.
But yeah. So the explosions, the things right here, what you're talking about right here, like that's gonna look like a Michael Bay, but.
That was it.
But that to me, but for me, that was a prime example of taking what worked away from the Michael Bay era and putting it into the new Bumblebee era. It's weird to explain, guys. All of you out there who have seen Bumblebee and know what the hell I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Just like Tabitha, just like Joel, we have not seen Beast Wars, those cartoons. No, I skipped that cartoon, but. I heard of it. I knew of it, and it didn't sound like my jam. But it's in the Transformers lore. The fans they loved Beast Wars, and they were excited about hearing that Beast Wars was going to be made into a film. I was curious on how that was going to work, and I'm convinced. Now I'm not going to go back and watch those cartoons, but I will watch this movie. So guys, let us know if you're going to watch Bumblebee, despite some of the skeptics over here.
I'm just telling my truth.
Who has never seen Bumblebee? Yeah, the truth of a person who's never seen Bumblebee.
I've seen all the freaking others.
Exactly, which is and now before I go to the next topic,
He's like, before I let this go.
which is why Bumblebee
let it
was
go.
made to wash that Michael Bay taste out of your that exactly. That's what Bumblebee would have done. If you'd have seen Bumblebee, I'm telling you that you probably would have had a different feeling about this trailer. But
oh my gosh.
am I right? Maybe I'm right. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
But I thought that the trailer it worked. Anyway, moving on, guys. Let us know what you guys think about the Bumblebee trailer, and we'll share your. I'm trying to get that out of the way right there, but I'll fix it later. Let us know what you guys think, and we'll talk about it a little bit later, maybe on We Got Your Mail. So, guys, like I said, send your questions, your comments, and all that stuff, and everything during the show. We'll talk about your comments later. It was brought up 2 weeks ago, I think, when someone said that they don't send super chats. They want to know how to support the channel. And that was supposed to come up in that graphic that I was trying to get fixed, but it wasn't working. If you can't send a super chat for whatever reason, I understand not everybody can. You can also go to streamlabs.com and it would have displayed. So I'll try to streamlabs.com/T3medias with that S at the end /tip. If you go there, it's just like that's a website that also is linked to the channel through the super chats, and what we're streaming on right now is on Streamlabs. So if you go there, if you want to send a tip or if you want to donate to support the channel, you can go there. You can also write a comment just like you would do through super chat. So if you sent a super chat and with your comment, we'll read it out here. We'll interrupt the show and we'll read it out during the show. Another way to do that, if you don't want to do super chats, you can go to streamlabs.com /T3medias /tip, and it does the same thing, but it's a way to support the channel through commenting, and we'll be able to read your comments through that as well. That's if you don't want to do, because I heard somebody it was like, I want to support the channel, but I don't know how to, or I don't want to do it through super chats.
Yeah. So
that's an alternative, and I'll put a link in the description after the show. So I was trying to get all that stuff done beforehand, but I didn't have time because I was trying to get reactions done out of the way. Anyway, moving on. All right, that went too long, but
always
going to the next topic. So it came out in Variety that Wednesday had defeated Stranger Things season 4 as the most viewed series or episode series this year, or on Netflix history, or whatever, with 341 million.
It was amazing
views.
It's a Tim Burton, and he did so well at that. So yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, because Tim Burton is
he's the man.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, right? I wanted to pull it up on Variety. I'll just leave it alone. But 341 million views. We watched Pugsley over last week during the when it first dropped. It took 3 or 4 days for us to watch it because we got kids and all that stuff too. And
I got 3 kids. I watched it in a day and a half.
Yeah. When I asked her at the last minute yesterday if you watched it,
last minute he goes, "Have you watched Wednesday yet?" I was like, "No, actually I haven't, but I'm about to." I was originally supposed to watch it with my middle kid, and then she goes and watches it without me. And I was like,
I was saying when my daughter came home, she was like, "Oh yeah, I've done watched this."
I was so mad. I was like, she literally was watching it over the holiday break while I was at work. I was like, we were supposed to watch this together. I was so upset. You
think you're mad? I'm just realizing right now that my graphic for the reviews is working the way the entertainment news was supposed to work. And so let me do that real quick. I thought it wasn't going to work, but yeah, we're at we're at reviews, and I guess I'll just go through the motions right now. Reviews is brought to you by LinkedIn. Go to LinkedIn where you can, if you want to catch us on LinkedIn, and if you want to figure out how to reach out to us on social media. I had a whole thing going on, but I didn't think it was going to work, so now I'm all backwards right now. Go to LinkedIn. You can find our podcast, Spotify, all that stuff, and then you can find us on LinkedIn. Anyway,
Back to Wednesday.
Back to the damn reviews.
Back to Wednesday.
That I didn't know that was going to work, and wow, what the heck? There we go. I'm back.
He's over here sweating. He can't work.
It's pissing me off because one thing, you know me, when one thing messes up, it throws me completely off.
All off.
And this room is so hot, and I'm wearing 2 shirts, thinking that it was gonna be cold. I blazed this damn room.
You're ridiculous.
And I don't have hair, so there's nothing to catch this sweat. Guys,
You got that long sleeve just for that.
and this is why I need to show you how to do the graphics, babe, because I could like pass the baton to you and show you how to just talk about Wednesday if you guys don't mind.
So did you love it?
I did.
I
loved
was
it.
obsessed.
They better
Like,
I know that I've heard the cast saying that they have already been told that it's written to go 3 or 4 seasons.
Yeah.
There's nothing been approved, but it's
set up for
it's
it.
ready for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Netflix better do it.
I know. I'm going to be so pissed if they don't because it was so well received, one, and so well done for this first season. I mean, I completely and utterly loved the way that they added the true crime sort of aspect to, like, shouldn't say true crime, but like the crime drama of it all to the Wednesday Addams sort of storyline, which I thought was fascinating.
Well, I have a dark, twisted humor.
Oh,
anyway,
yes.
So
Yes, it was perfect. It was
appeals to me as it
perfect.
is.
It was so weird because you sent me that text going, you're Wednesday Addams. And then you went, no, you're her roommate. And then I started watching the show and I started thinking about it. And I was like, I feel like I'm a combo of the two. Like, it really felt like they took both of my personalities and made people out of them.
What did you think about, what's her name who played Wednesday? Is it,
Jenna Ortega.
She's like some TikTok famous chick.
No, the
she?
first time I saw her was on the
I
last.
thought she was famous on TikTok or something.
She was on season 2 of the Netflix series You.
Oh, I didn't watch You. I don't like what people.
And she was also in the latest Scream movie.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, and she was in the latest Scream. Yeah,
See,
was the
for some
first.
reason, I was thinking she was on TikTok. See, that my kids told me
That's
that.
why you totally missed her career because you don't watch You.
I don't watch
You didn't
You.
see Scream.
I did not see
So
Scream.
you were.
Well, I don't like when people sexualize serial killers.
Yeah.
So I don't watch You.
Yeah. What's TikTok showing that one scene that Jeffrey
Dahmer. Oh my God.
With that old rap song
Yes.
on there. Yeah.
I was like, can we not?
But hey, I don't like it when people sexualize serial killers too. But Joe from You, I mean, come on.
No.
He's so charming.
No.
Have you ever seen him on TikTok? His actual TikTok.
Yeah,
he's such an awesome guy.
He just started TikTok, the actor, not the guy that is displaying, like, not the character in You.
But when you request that he read something to you or something in the You character, he does it.
I'm out.
I mean,
I do not find that sexy. That does not turn me on. I am not
you
into
wouldn't
serial
find
killers.
him sexy because
I mean, granted, look, I find men. I mean, you put Keanu Reeves in the front of that screen, and I'm.
Can we go 1 week without talking about Keanu Reeves? Anyway, back to Wednesday. What did you guys think about the way the family as a whole
loved it.
was?
I thought it was great.
I thought it was great.
I know that there's been a lot of
Backlash.
yeah, but
What did you think of Gomez? Were you disappointed in him not being attractive?
no, because I watched
that's the
the
point.
TV series
Yeah.
as a kid.
Yeah.
So I already knew how that dynamic worked. So absolutely no, I was like, no, they did fine with that.
Yeah.
Plus, also there's an actual comic book.
Yes.
You actually watched the comic book and the
Yes.
cartoon of it.
Yes.
Once I disassociated myself from because my most of my experience with the Addams Family came from the movies. Obviously, that wasn't my generation with the TV series, but when you watch the latest cartoon and if you watch the comic strip, you are reminded. This casting reminded you that the Addams Family is a Hispanic family. even though the cast back in the original series was mostly cast by white actors, Gomez was supposed to be
Well,
a
I mean,
Hispanic.
that was from that time.
That was
But
in
they
that
were
that was in
still
that time period.
pretending
To be,
To
but they
be
had
Hispanic.
glamorized it and
Yeah.
created less of this like sort of appeal for the darkness with him not necessarily being attractive,
Yeah.
but him being that draw
More-
for this attractive woman.
Yeah,
being
Morticia being such a beauty,
beautiful.
but him
Yeah.
not-
The society could not handle such a beautiful woman being into such an unattractive man
Yeah.
back in the day when it became that original TV show, which makes sense. And I'm glad that they're taking that different route now because I think that really plays into what the comic and the like original like cartoon like that cartoon facade was. So I really enjoyed that aspect of
And I
it.
think people also miss the point that this is about Wednesday.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not about Morticia and Gomez. So we're not focused. We're not supposed to be focused on them.
Yeah, this was like the Harriet Spy version of the Addams
Yeah.
family. Yeah, this was mostly about all about Wednesday. So I thought with the casting of like the beautiful casters Zeta Jones being Morticia was spot on. And when I first heard who was playing Gomez, I wasn't. I was like, at first I couldn't see it, and then when I was reminded about when I saw the cartoon, the latest cartoon, and was reminded of the old original comic strips, and looked at it from that angle again, it made sense. Like, that's get the movie out of your head, get the TV series out of your head, because they got the actors that they were trying to sell tickets and get famous actors who could sell tickets and it was the 90s, and it was the area when the series came out. They got actors who could sell the TV show and actors who could sell the movie and sell tickets.
Yep.
But Netflix, they got a cast that fit the actual original spirit of the show perfectly.
Yeah.
They focused on that. They made the family Hispanic family. It was perfect. Even Lurch is played by a Hispanic actor. That was
loved it.
I didn't even realize that. That was even Lurch was played by a Hispanic actor. But moving, so I thought the cast, and even in Pugsley, I thought he was perfect.
Who did you think, like, what character did you feel sort of stole the show? Who did you feel kind of was their standout?
Bring that question up again a little bit after we run past all the characters real quick. But what did you think about? I got you here with the principal. What did you think about?
I love her. First of all, you can't. I mean, you can't. If you watched Game of Thrones and just know about her, you love her. But I thought she played this role so well. And then the storyline of like who did it and who was the Hyde, like. That really, like, she played a character that you question the entire freaking time.
Spoiler alerts, guy, because this is the binge review. We watched the whole thing. We're gonna spoil it, so prepare yourself.
But that's not even telling anything.
Yeah,
that is
yeah,
just saying that you literally the entire show are going, is she it?
Yeah.
Maybe she's it. Nah, she's not it. No, she's it.
Her interview saying that this was the first time she felt beautiful
Yes.
on screen.
Oh, and she looked gorgeous.
I mean, I was disappointed when she was cast as I forgot what her character name was in Star Wars, when she was that stormtrooper that was dressed in that silver.
Oh, yeah.
That was her. And
Okay.
I was always hoping that we were going to get a scene, but maybe by the third one where she would, have a scene where she didn't have her helmet on.
Yeah.
But they never gave it
Yeah.
to us. And I thought that they were going to do that for her then. So I'm not surprised that she said that. It's like everybody's either like so used to seeing her from Game of Thrones, where
they want
she
her to be
was
stoic
and
that
whatnot.
Amazonian woman, and she is a beautiful being.
Yeah.
She really is. And I think that's what I think Game of Thrones did so well, though, is Game of Thrones portrayed off of her sex appeal, because what's his butt was into her, and he made known every time he was around her.
And Star Wars didn't do any favors by hiding her. Throughout those 2 movies or 3 movies that she was in, and so I'm not surprised that you said that she said that. I was glad to see her, because I was like, I thought the same thing. I was like, she's very, very pretty.
Woman. She really is a
and
stunning woman.
I'm glad that we got to see that from her. And then the character I said, this was, I said
course.
this was, I said this, I said you, this is Tabitha. To
It's me because of all the color in some of my appearance.
Oh no! I said this is you because when we first met, when we first done the first episode of the rundown, she was like, "You keep the camera on me." That's what she did. That's how she. That's when the camera's not on. She threatens me all the time.
That is not true.
Yeah.
At all. It's not true at all.
So
not true at all.
So I was like, oh no, the roommate is you. That's
no.
you. What did you think about the roommate?
At first, he goes, Wednesday Addams is you, and he goes, no, the roommate is
I changed
you.
my mind. Yeah. I changed my mind. It was you.
But I loved her. I thought her character was complex and developing, and I really enjoyed how they portrayed her and the whole concept of her being a late bloomer. And she was, I really loved that storyline. I thought that was really well done, and how like the mom is kind of pressuring her, and then they did the conversion camp. I was like, as a gay, I was like, oh damn.
They don't want her to be a lone, was it a lone wolf and all that, like the pressure that her mom was putting her on.
Yes.
And I was not surprised because the way the dad kept his mouth closed the majority of the time whenever the mom was around.
That made me so mad.
But it made you mad. But I knew when that scene when the mom walked away and then she was just facing her dad. I knew he was going to speak because there's so many. It's become a trope now. I've read books. I've seen other movies where you have that father who will just be quiet.
Yeah.
And the mom is the one who's most outspoken and says, and then when he's needed, when the time is right, then here comes silent, strong, silent dad. Like, it turns out he's the one that's the most softest, and he's like, he accepted his daughter for everything that she was, and he didn't say but a few lines, but it meant them. I knew it was coming. I saw it coming a mile away. I was like, he hasn't said a damn thing all these couple of scenes. I knew he was gonna be that much of that. But anyway, babe, what did you think about this character, the roommate? What her whole arc throughout that whole series? What did you think about her?
I enjoyed it. I thought they put them together well.
That light, dark.
Loved that visual aspect of their room.
The whole series that went throughout the whole series. Now I'll throw these three all in at the same time. Was the therapist
was great. She was absolutely great in that.
I like the fact that they tried to misdirect us and make us think that she was probably the villain. I was not fooled the whole time. I kept saying through the whole thing, it's not her.
So I called him in the beginning. And then I was like,
I didn't.
I called him.
I
called him in the beginning.
I was hoping that they wouldn't go that direction.
No, I called him.
Because I liked him.
No.
And I was like, this type of a show.
Too easy. I called him in the beginning.
You can't keep the person you like for too long.
Too easy. But what I couldn't figure out is who his master was. And
I knew it was Christina Ricci.
So I had Christina Ricci, I had the therapist, and then I had the principal. And I was like, between the three, I can't figure it out.
That's what me and Joy was thinking.
Christina Ricci.
Yeah.
It landed. I was like, it makes more sense that it's Christina Ricci because I just felt because it's the thing that Christina Ricci's character didn't have me fooled on was what the boyfriend had me completely fooled on. It was stupid. I was so mad at myself. I'm like, how the hell did Christina Ricci not fool me from episode 1 with that whole, oh, I'm so nice. I'm so innocent. And you were the opposite. You were like, so Christina Ricci fooled you, but the boyfriend didn't.
Correct. I called that shit from the beginning. I was like, it's him.
Christina Ricci did not have me fooled, but the boyfriend got me. That pissed me off.
Do you know what the weird part is that really sort of like kind of gave me an inkling? And this is going to make no sense, but it really did, was his eyes. Because when they showed the monster's eyes and that sort of like
the coloring was probably the same.
And it was the bugginess.
I didn't pay attention to that.
And I was like,
that makes sense.
They made that so like similar that it really made me think that was where it was going. And then I started watching his behaviors and watching and they tried to like throw you off with him getting hurt. And you remember when he got scratched?
Yeah.
And so they tried to throw you off with that. But then I was like, it's too easy for him to scratch himself. That's
true.
Easy. That's easy.
I liked him. That's why I was hoping, because I was so into the fact that this normie, this alleged normie, took Wednesday's guard and completely knocked it out, and was like, because she was like, the whole episode, well, the whole series was like, I don't want to be anything like my mom. My mother's trying to turn me into her, and I'm nothing like her. When it turns out you're a lot like your mother, and Gomez is not really a normie. He's a weird dude, but I guess he's technically a normie.
Gomez isn't a normie. Gomez has his own sort of.
Well, what power does Norm?
It's not so much
Gomez
a power;
have?
it's his charisma and his fighting ability. So that's sort of his history. He has an intense fencing and fighting ability. He has a predisposition to pain, so he doesn't feel pain normally.
Right. Okay.
There's a lot of character traits within Gomez that give him that outcast or supernatural sort of aspect. Whereas like his brother,
Fester has that electricity power.
Has the electricity thing. But yeah, Gomez's predisposition to pain was a big deal. I think that they even did throughout like the cartoons and the comics as well.
The popular girl, the siren character, I was wondering if they were going to make that belay that throughout the whole series, where she was just going to be the mean girl through the whole thing. I'm glad that they kind of tapered off from that, and they developed her, even the mayor's son. I thought that was interesting. I was like, there was one part of me, I guess I'm a bit of typical brother. I'm gonna bring everything to race. I thought it was interesting though that her being a black siren, and then the mayor's son I was interested. I thought there was going to be a moment where they were going to call it out that they had a bond. Maybe they had a bond because him being black, and then her being even though she's one of the I don't know, they use the words okay, they use the word outcast, but being a black outcast, I thought for a moment they were going to talk about that, because that would have been interesting if he would have asked her that question. What's it like being an outcast, but what's it like also being an outcast in America, in this school, being black? I thought they were going to bring it up, but they didn't.
Do you remember the conversation? So what I got actually a little pissed off with what the show did, but do you remember the conversation with the mayor and Wednesday and Morticia, where she's like, you don't know what it's like to not be believed?
Yes.
I looked at the TV and
I think when me and Joy when we were watching, I think I brought that up. I'm like, as a black dude,
as a black man.
Babe, do you remember when we were watching, when we first were watching it, and then I think Wednesday was in the restaurant when the boyfriend was working, and then the mayor's son and his two friends come in dressed up like pilgrims, and she calls them out for being pilgrims. Remember, babe, what I said? She's like, "Well, my dad owns that restaurant, and pilgrim." I'm like, "Why is your black?" I was like, "This is exactly what I said." I'm like, "Dude, what's your black ass doing dressed like that, talking about how you a pilgrim?" That was the first thing I brought up. I was like, dude, what? I was like, this character obviously was not written with a race in mind.
No, it was not.
I don't know if the guy who plays the mayor got the role first, or he got the role first. Maybe it was him. It was the boy got the role first, and it was like, okay, and then now we have to make the mayor black.
Yeah. But
I'm like, what black? I'm like, babe, what did I say? I try not to make this show about politics, but I'm gonna be honest. This is what I said. I said, all right, if the mayor's black and he owns that restaurant and he's doing all this pilgrim stuff, I was like, he's a Republican. I'm sorry. That's what I said. I said he's one of those guys.
He's one of them.
That's exactly what I said. Which is not fine. My best friend, one of my best friends, is a black Republican. There's a lot of black Republicans out there, but that's the first thing that popped out of my head. I was
you can't say that statement.
What? Yeah.
One of my friends. My best friend is a black Republican.
I said anyway. Moving on to one of the other last characters that really I felt
loved him.
Who brought out a lot on this series. I thought he was awesome.
I thought he was so sweet, and I loved that they brought kind of out his power dynamic towards the end, and gave him that. So I really dug that.
I thought that he was able to. I was like, he's not just a beekeeper.
No.
He's got to be able to control those bees.
They just didn't show it till the end.
Any lasting thoughts on the whole series, or
who was your favorite characters?
Oh yeah, you said
Yeah.
so.
What character did you think stole the show for you in Wednesday? Or do you think it was Wednesday?
I mean, I love Wednesday. Of course, I love Thing. I've always loved
That was
Thing.
mine.
Thing was the one.
Thing for me is stole the show.
I mean, he was like that in the TV.
Yes.
In
Yeah.
the TV series.
Yeah. I loved Thing. Like,
of course, I loved Lurch in the TV series, and we didn't really get
to see him much.
because I was trying to show him Lurch and his.
Yeah, I was curious in why, but then I had to remember hey, this show is about Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was upset that we weren't seeing enough of the Addams family, and it made sense. It made sense why Fester wasn't in the beginning, and then later, and to me, he kind of. If I was to say who stole the show, if I was to say who. The person who stole the show was to me my favorite was the roommate. She was the one who stole it from me.
I thought she did really, really well, and I love that they developed her character the way that they did. I thought they really pulled in her storyline like in a great way. Like she had dynamics, she had background, she had her own issues with her own family that they showed, which I really enjoyed. She had her own trials and tribulations that she had to go over that were beyond Wednesday. And then I really liked the friendship dynamic that they created with her.
And I knew she was going to wolf out at the end.
Yeah, we kind of figured that. But
so who stole the show for you, though?
Well, Thing was a big one for me. I freaking love Thing. Like, I liked the way they portrayed him. I even liked that they gave him his own little drama with...
not being appreciated by Wednesday and stuff. I like the way they brought that up a lot.
And then, like, him getting hurt and her kind of, like showing that bond and really caring for him, and I was like, okay.
And the roommate bonding with Thing, helping
showing my moisturizing,
helping Wednesday understand Thing better. It's like Thing is pissed. Like Thing, like I thought that was also too. So even
Thing, this hand, it's just a fucking hand that can't talk.
I'm gonna have to look up the behind the scenes stuff because I know that was a guy who was wearing. I haven't watched it yet, but I know he's wearing all the green screen suit.
Yep.
The blue arm and.
Yeah, it's amazing.
While I was watching the series, I was in my mind because I'm the producer brain in my head. I was thinking that has to be a guy wearing. It was two different things. It was a guy wearing a green screen suit and that didn't cover his hand, and in other scenes it was. They put a top part thing on top of it. I was like, there was two specific ways that I know that they did the thing. Yeah. Okay, but that's a topic for another time. But guys, let us know what you guys think about the whole Wednesday series. I thought it was great. I had fun with it. Let's move on to the next thing. Over the holidays, me and Joy, we watched the Menu.
I haven't gotten to see that yet.
And we watched The Menu. It was one of the best movies I saw that I've seen this year, and I know there's going to be Oscar nominations for some of the for the man who played the chef. I don't want to go into this. Is not a spoiler review. This is like
don't
a
tell
quick,
me everything because I really want to see this one.
This is a quick review of the Menu. And Anna, that's her name, Anna Taylor-Joy.
I love her.
Ever since Queen's Gambit.
Yes. So good.
She has been one of like my go-to, like those act, like whenever I hear her name, I'm like, oh no,
it's gonna be good.
That's a movie.
It's gonna be good.
I love the how weird this movie was. I loved how it was paced, how it was directed. I even loved and I know you said no spoilers or anything, but and this is not really a spoiler, but this is something that happens throughout the movie. Like whenever they talk about food or anything like that, because the movie is called The Menu, and whenever a certain, I don't know, when a new scene or a new act is about to start, I don't know how to describe it. On the top part of the screen of the movie screen, if you watch it in the movie theater or in the top, or if you watch it or later if you watch it at home on TV, they would put like the name of whatever food that was. Whatever topic that we were on. Remember when we were watching a movie when they were talking about a certain food and they would display that name of that food at the top of the screen, stuff like that. It was the way it was done was so brilliant. It kind of like divided the acts of the movies. It cut up the 3 acts perfectly. And if you haven't seen you don't know what I'm talking about if you haven't seen it. It's hard for me to describe it without spoiling anything. But I'll just say this.
Did you like it? It was
the
wonderful.
movie was weird. The movie was fun. The movie was it talked about. How do I say this? It talked about, I want to say capitalism. I don't know if that's the right word for it. What's the word I'm looking for? Not capitalism, status. A lot like how, like the way we treat people in society, the way we look down, the way the rich or the famous or it had a whole bunch of things going on it. It called out a whole bunch of the social kind of stuff. if that makes any sense. I know I'm rambling on. It doesn't make any sense. But it's a thinker. It makes you reflect. It looks at the way your status is in life, the way you perceive the rich, the way you perceive how people who are the working class are treated, the way the famous are treated, the way all these things. And at the same time, this is a crazy ass roller coaster type of a film that'll make you question, like, am I a nice person? Am I a good person? We were talking earlier in the show about how if are they gonna spit in my food? We were talking about Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, well, because I'm gay.
This movie, am I worthy of having like stuff like that? That's how this movie. I know that was a bunch of word salad, but that's how this movie made me feel. But it's a good movie. Go record. Oh, babe, what did you think about it? How did this movie make you feel?
You liked it more than I did.
You didn't like it?
No, I liked it.
Anna Taylor-Joy's my
not to the level
boo.
that you liked it.
Ever since Queen's Gambit,
it is very weird. There is a lot of crazy stuff in it. Maybe it's just probably not my kind of movie.
Okay.
So it was good. It just wasn't something that I'm like, oh my God, that was the best thing I've ever seen. No.
Okay. Totally valid. Totally
I
valid.
will not sit here and let you besmirch Anna Taylor-Joy like that. She's judging us with those beautiful eyes.
She has bug eyes. Don't get me wrong.
She was very self-conscious about her bug eyes.
But she's got bug eyes.
And she's made it work.
I love her, and I think her look works for her. But she's got some bug eyes. It's okay. It's okay to call it what it is.
I love this movie.
I'm excited to see it. Honestly, it's a movie I really want to see. Yeah. So,
speaking about a movie that you all want to see. Okay, at first I wasn't. First I was told not to review this movie until a week before it comes out. Then I went on Rotten Tomatoes and I was like, "There's already people who've already reviewed this movie."
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ignore that order.
Okay.
And you don't have to give a spoiler. So we were given an advanced screening to see The Sun.
Yep.
It happened on a Monday, so usually I have my kids with me, so I'm not able to screen. Yeah. So I asked Tabitha if she wanted to see it. She was like,
"Sure, I'll go do it."
No, she.
That is
fine.
That is not what I did at all. No, I went and saw it.
And so
went in blind, mind you.
Went in blind.
Completely different concept of what this movie was going to be.
So this is Tabitha's non-spoiler, quick review on it.
This movie is a mental illness, suicide ideation driven movie. And for someone who has lost their wife to suicide, and for someone who has lost their wife to mental illness, I was highly triggered. I literally had a full mental breakdown in my freaking truck, in the movie theater parking lot, crying my fucking eyes out. Gonna have to talk to my therapist to get through it. Like, called my best friend and was like, holy fucking shit. Excuse my language. I'm so sorry. That was a real response though.
The Rundown is no longer a PG show.
Sorry. It was really triggering for me, and really, like, there were so many times where I almost walked out of the movie. It was so hard. Now,
what was the movie basically about?
It was about a son who has a mental illness, and his family is confronting that and not sure what to do, and the struggles of what that brings and the dynamics of what that brings. It brings so much more than what people realize, between the lying, the manipulation, the uncertainty, the lack of knowledge. When you're not in it, you don't know. And when you're first in it, you're discovering everything. The heart-wrenching aspect of wanting to believe the person that you love, and then also having complete opposite concepts coming from professionals. That it portrayed so realistically what you go through in that it was so hard to go through and watch. Everything that movie displays are things that I went through. I mean, down to the freaking details of certain aspects of it. And it was so incredibly hard. Do I think people need to see it? Absolutely. If you do not understand mental illness, if you've never experienced someone in your life who has ever struggled with mental illness, or anybody who has struggled with suicide ideation, or anybody who has struggled with suicide thoughts, just seasonal thoughts, I highly suggest watching this, because what it's going to do is give you the perspective of the people around it. It's going to help you feel seen. It's going to help you feel an understanding about what it's like to love somebody with a mental illness, and to not know what to do, and to not know how to cope, or to not know what the next step is. And it was a realistic view in it. It really was. It was a very realistic movie in that. Was it difficult to watch? Oh my God, yes. Was it fun? Not a freaking second of it.
And from what I understand, it was like, so Hugh Jackman and Vanessa Kirby's character were in a relationship, and Laura Dern from a previous relationship comes back into his life and said, we have a son.
Well, no.
Right?
So in the movie, it kind of portrays that, but it's not like she comes back into his life and is like, oh, here's your son. He's known about his son the entire time.
Oh, okay.
They just divorced. It's just a divorced family with a child who has a mental illness and a depression that stems technically from divorce, is really what his depression, from what they're showing, is stemming from. Granted, depression can come from many avenues, many things. But for me, I would not suggest anyone watching it if it's something that'll trigger you, if it's something you already struggle with, or if it's something you already deal with, or if it's something that you have already valued. Because as somebody who, when I tell you I went and saw this movie by myself. I struggled, like hardcore struggled. Yeah. I thought I was going to have a complete and utter anxiety attack in the theater during the movie. And I'm sitting there trying to manage myself. And then when I leave the movie and the movie's over, like, you know, for us, we see these movies ahead of time, so we check in and check out with people. You know, they're like, hey, and I'm like minimal talking. I'm trying to get out of the place because I feel like I'm going to break down, and I am not a person who does that in public. And so I'm like trying to get to my truck as quick as freaking possible. And it was difficult. It was the hardest movie I've ever watched in my entire life. I lived it, so it was very difficult.
Then what about but it's like performance-wise,
it's going to feel slow, but it's almost like doing it in the actors did great. It's not like the actors, their acting was wonderful, everything like that was great. It's just that it's going to feel slow because they are setting you up. Like, they're setting the storyline up. They're doing that whole thing where they're giving you a reason for this to be slow. And they're giving you a reason to sit in like, you are sitting in everything they are going through the entire freaking time. Yeah. And so that part's hard. And it was very triggering, like very triggering. Do I think it's an important movie made? Abso-freaking-lutely. 100% think it's an important movie made. It is a story that needs to be told. It is a story that needs to be heard because it's a reality for so many people out there in the world. It's a reality for so many people that are still left in the world who have experienced what suicide and what mental illness brings to their family. It's something my own children have suffered. It's something that I've suffered. So it's an important story. It's just really freaking hard when you've already lived it. And granted, my wife literally died this year. I'm not even at my year mark yet. So it was really difficult to sit through again and have to sort of relive traumatic events that I've already lived.
Yeah. And I was seeing in the what you were saying in the comic section and whatnot, and I thought about based on what you're telling me, on this.
I was texting you during the movie. I was like, I can't fucking deal. I was like having a mental breakdown.
I thought of the same thing, like when during my divorce and how it, and then I thought about how it affected my oldest child, and because he was the one that was my oldest son was the most impacted by it. He remembers the most, and he had the most questions and stuff like that. So what you're describing kind of reminded me of the things that were asked and said about my oldest son. And maybe I see you in the comment section. So you said a movie like this. You said you can watch. You've gone through. You said you've also
doubtful that I would watch that
because we've gone through it and similar things. But yeah, and when Tabitha says that she was alone in the movie, there he means that she. It was literally just you and the promoter.
One other person.
It was the other person was the promoter of that screening, right?
Yeah.
It was literally so it was fun. We were a bunch of us were invited to this screening, and T3 Medias, we were the ones who answered the call, or Tabitha was, because I wasn't available on a Monday. I've
never heard of the movie. So
I didn't hear of it either, and I was like, well, it's Hugh Jackman, so I was like,
and I love me some Hugh
Jackman. But we're so used to seeing him as Wolverine, we was like, damn, Hugh, we weren't ready for that.
No, he was, and there was a scene where he was very buff in that movie.
And shit, but Ryan Reynolds never showed up.
No, there was no Ryan Reynolds, and I was very disappointed.
Yeah, so we're waiting for Deadpool 3 on that. But that's the quick review of how The Sun made you feel. The Sun comes out worldwide on all theaters. I guess it officially comes out because it's on the independent circuit right now, so it's coming out in select screenings. But it officially debuts December 23rd in all theaters. So if that sounds like a movie that you are interested in watching, go check that out. I know we were, like I said, I don't want to make the sponsors mad. I know we were told don't review it until the week of the movie, but when I went and I checked Rotten Tomatoes, I was like, wait a second, people have already reviewed this, so we're like, there's no review embargo. Why? So I don't know. Maybe they'll get mad at me later and tell me I shouldn't have done this. But I don't know. It's already reviewed on Rotten Tomatoes, so I don't think we're doing anything wrong. But they'll let us know. But whether this is the type of movie that you guys want to check out or not, based on Tabitha's review or if your own experience, that's your warning. If you've gone through this before, you said you don't recommend it because it's triggering. Right?
If you've experienced any sort of mental illness, suicide ideation, or it's been something that you've experienced because someone you love has gone through mental illness or suicide ideation, I do not suggest you watching this movie. It's not going to be something you can make it through without being triggered. If you've never experienced mental illness or suicide ideation, I highly recommend you watching this movie because it's going to give you empathy and compassion for those who do experience it and kind of give you some knowledge for that.
I feel like that's a perfect way of overall like reviewing that movie. That's a perfect. I'm gonna do something with that with that recommendation. Guys, let us know what you guys think, and we'll talk about it some more. I guess when the movie drops, and after the fact, we'll talk about it maybe more a little bit later. Let's real fast. Let's go into one of the last topics of the week for why is that trending. What is the thing that I picked for the why is that trending segment is something that that happened recently that had me kind of like, oh my God, what is going on with people nowadays? So guys, when I was on TikTok, and I was hit with this on my feed, like it happened organically. So I'm minding my own business, and then I see that, what's that trend, that song that's trending, like, is that one thing about me thing where people rap about what
which I hate, where everybody's trying to rap,
so
and I need them to stop.
this TikToker named Amber Mesner or whatever, she comes in talking about something, and then but it's a stitch. It immediately stops, and it goes into this young lady. I don't know her at was Sunset Makeup. Sunset Makeup. That's her at. Then she breaks in and she talks about the lady on the right of the screen, whose name is Amber. She's the one that who was singing "One Thing About Me" story. Then the stitch immediately stops, and then the lady on the left breaks in and she says, "Well, one thing about Amber Mendez is that she was my middle school bully." Mm-hmm. And I've sat and I listened to that whole story. She talked about how her middle school bully used to, torment her through school, and she talked about this whole thing. And it turns out that the person that she's talking about is a person who's YouTube and TikTok famous. She's verified and all this other stuff. So for like 2, 3, or maybe 4 days, people are now talking about what her middle school victim was talking about. She tells this story about what Amber did to her in middle school, and then this is what we're now talking about. Do you believe her story, or do you believe Amber who denied it? Now, when this came across my feed, I was, based on what the young lady who said she was victimized by Amber, I believe her because she brought receipts. Tabitha, did you see this feed?
So I have seen bits and pieces of it, actually. Yeah. Okay. Where she is basically claiming that she was my bully. She did A, B, C, D, so on and so forth. The whole story about it. The whole story. And wasn't there another video after this one where the other chick?
Yeah, there was. Joy, did that come across your feed? I know cats is usually what comes up on your feed.
No, I didn't see. I saw like a second video. I saw a video with the girl talking about her.
Other TikTokers jumped on top of it, like Aunt Karen and things like that. They talked about it and they recapped it. So real quick, this is what kind of came on. I'm gonna run down a little timeline of what went down with this whole mess. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let me go full mass on it. So Sunset Makeup, the lady on the left, she shares her bullying story when she sees Amber Mesner hit her For You page. It happened organically for her too. She was going on TikTok, and she sees her bully doing that one thing about me trend. So she stitches it, and she says, well, one thing about her I can tell you about is that she was my middle school bully. And she tells this whole story about being bullied. TikTok told Sunset that Amber was in her contact list. She brought receipts. She proved that Amber had her phone number, and she even said in her story that explains the bullying phone calls that she used to get in middle school and stuff like that, because she never had Amber's phone number, but somehow Amber had her phone number.
Which is easily done.
And she had the receipt. She proved that, she showed that the screenshot in TikTok. The next thing that happened was the comments mostly believed Sunset, and they kept questioning Amber and asking her to address it, because based on what what Sunset makeup was saying, they were believing her over Amber, even though Amber denied it. Other people started to come forward later saying that they had similar stories about being bullied by Amber as well. Amber she made a video denying the accusations. Then Amber allegedly encouraged another accuser to retract the statement into this straight up lie to try to,
But they had receipts as to that happening.
Right. And then on the third or fourth day, I can't remember, Sunset Makeup's TikTok account got banned.
Which makes no sense.
Which then I remember one person on TikTok, I don't know if it was a comment section or not, saying something like, that's the power of having that blue check mark, because the Amber lady, she's a verified TikTok, but she's verified. So what looks like it happened was Sunset said that her bully is Amber and this verified, famous, whatever, TikTok famous type person. Amber obviously was like, oh no, this is going to hurt my brand. So she used the power of being a verified TikToker to, what do you do in that situation? You
report them.
To report.
Yeah.
You reported so based on, now this is just alleged. Now don't come after our TikTok account for reporting on this. I'm just
only
reporting.
come after his.
Yeah, come after me. But based on what Sunset reported, I believe her, because she brought receipts.
She did, and that was the thing that really got me, is she had proof that this happened. And you call out your bully, and then your bully gets you banned. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, well, obviously it's still happening. It would have been one thing where she was like, yes, I did do that in middle school. I was a
That's exactly what Joy and I.
Yeah, I was like,
babe, remember what we were saying? You said that's exactly what she should have did.
Yes, she should have said, I was a kid. I made a mistake. I'm so sorry.
Because that's what most people have done.
Yes.
Like I was.
You're allowed to F up.
That's what most people have done. But this is why most people believe Sunset over Amber, because instead of doing that, no, she decided to use her verified status to report her, to silence her, which
I didn't like. That's still another form of bullying. You're now in a place of power, and you're using that power to take someone down,
your former victim.
Yeah, that you don't agree with. It's one thing to have difference of opinions or difference of perspective of what happened within their childhood. We can all attest that everybody has a different perspective. That can happen, and it's different to go, okay, well, if you think I was your bully, well, let me do it again in this day and age on socials that we do it now.
I'm not going to allow you to tell people that I used to bully you. I'm gonna bully you on TikTok and shut you up.
It makes no sense in that aspect where she is trying to right her image, but doing the very same thing.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
But that's exactly what Joy and I were talking about when we discussed it. We was like, she should have did what most reasonable people would have done. Hey, I was in middle school. I was being dumb and this and that and the other. No, she immediately denied it and then reported her.
Different if it was if this girl was speaking of one single incident.
Yeah, but other people corroborated.
That way if the girl was able to be like, I don't remember this.
Absolutely.
I don't remember this ever happening.
Yes.
But it wasn't one thing. She's listing off
numerous
things that you can't just be like, oh, I forgot about. I didn't remember any of that.
Yeah. It would have been very different had she just... Look, owning your shit makes a difference in people's lives. When you can own your shit and you can move past it, that's a mature adult thing to do.
Yeah.
But when you just deny, it's doing nothing but making you look bad, because guess what? In this day and age, people are going to have proof. They're not going to just make statements without proof anymore, because we all know we got to have that.
We got receipts.
We got them receipts, and that's how it works in this day and age. So when someone's claiming something and they're providing receipts, own your shit, apologize, move forward. That is how this should work. Yeah. I get that there's this cancel culture and everyone's afraid of cancel culture, but the only way to progress from cancel culture is to show that someone can make a mistake. They can own their mistake honestly, actually own it and mean it and be sorry and show the actions behind it. That was do better.
That was easily rectified. For example, if that was me, and I was that TikTok famous, and then a person, if I was a bully or something like that in middle school, if that would have been about me, and the second that came across my feed, just like what we all said here on this panel, I was a stupid kid. That what she said was 100% true. I did do those things, and I apologize. And they could have sparked a new friendship from that, but no, she decided to do maybe she's probably making money now, and she's like, oh my God, this is going to affect my money situation. So
there's always a reason to be a bully.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but no matter what her reasons are, they're not valid for being a bully. When she was in middle school, her reasons could have been, well, my parents are getting divorced. If I don't do this, then everyone else is going to be.
Her mom, if I remember the story correctly, her mom is also involved in some of that bullying and stuff.
So she's being pushed by her own mother in these behaviors. Look, there's always a reason to be a bully. Where you make a difference is making the difference, changing the behavior, how you react. If she would have reacted differently as an adult and chose a different path, we would all be looking at her differently. But she's just a shitty ass person. Yeah.
And then on top of that, okay, so you got her account banned because you used your verified status to report her and get her banned. But what kind of solution did you get from that? You got a 24-hour solution. Why? Why do I say that? Because within 24 hours, she created another TikTok account, and she's back on TikTok. She has a new account. They're almost the exact same name. I think it's Sunset Makeup, and instead of 2 P's, I think it's 3 P's now at the end of it. She's back on TikTok, and she in her very first or second video that I saw was like, this is my new account.
Yeah.
I got banned because I reported what my bully used. But to me, that makes TikTok look bad because
they're backing
you're backing the bully. Yeah, you're backing the bully. The bully was the one.
But TikTok is a bully. So.
Is a bully site.
A lot of people get their videos banned, their accounts banned, and stuff that's like, I'm telling a story about something
about
that
being a
happened
victim,
to me.
and now you're victimizing me again.
Oh, I got better.
Even without naming names. Like they're just telling a bad story that happened to themselves, not calling anybody out.
Blocked.
And all of a sudden the video's taken down for bullying, and they're like,
bully. That hurt my feelings. I didn't like it.
I will tell you that TikTok legitimately bullies the LGBTQ community. Yeah. It is 100% factual that this happens. So I have a TikTok account. My TikTok account is on the smaller side, but it still does fairly well. And
3 times bigger than the Teacher Media's account.
Whatever. And I have gotten a video removed for, no joke, sexual I can't even remember the term they used. It was sexual something. However, it literally showed nothing. Though you go over to Straight Talk, where you've got a lady who is literally pasties on. That's it. Boobs out, pasties on, butt ass freaking naked. And all her crap is up. Every single one of her videos is up. But because I showed side boob and I did a hashtag LGBTQ, they're going to take my video down. It's stupid. It makes no sense.
Yeah. February, what was it? 2022, February 2022. The whole, Black Lives Matter movement. We're gonna show all the support for Black content creators. But then after those 28 days are done, and we get into March, What are black creators still complaining about? My content's constantly being stolen by this other creator, not giving me credit, and the same crap kept going on. They play the game during the time of the year where it's trending, but then when Black History Month is over, TikTok was right back again of exploiting black content creators and not giving them credit. It's this and the wheel keeps going around and around. But TikTok being the number one app right now is nothing you can do about it.
It's so frustrating. There's so many things, and literally I was getting bullied on TikTok by straight man just bullying making videos, stitching from my videos or whatever, straight bullying me. Does he get affected by that? No, not one bit. But do you know who does? Me. Literally, I was shadow banned. None of my stuff I got so much effect from that, but this man, nothing. And he was talking smack that made no sense. I was like, "Do you see this?"
Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw it. I saw it. Not to mention all the people on TikTok. I'm gonna call out all the nurses who aren't buying hats.
Right.
From Joy, this lady here making all those custom scrub caps. Not buying where all the nurses at. Buy those hats. Scrub caps and more by Joy.
Scrub caps and more.
But moving on, guys. Let us know what you guys think about the whole Amber Mesner. Whose side are you on? Do you believe her accuser, or are you Team Mesner? Let us know what you guys think below. And let's talk about that. Maybe we'll talk about it on We Got Your Mail. Speaking of We Got Your Mail, let's go over some of the comments that I've been
we got some
neglecting.
mail?
Did we get I'll tell you what we didn't get.
What's that?
We didn't get not one super chat. I'm putting up an alert like right here now for it's gonna have damn it. The second I said no super chats,
I know who that is.
the second I said it. This what is that book called? The Secret. You gotta will it and make it. You can't. What did Pee Wee say on Pee Wee's Big Adventure? You can't just wish. You gotta make it happen.
Yeah, I know who that is.
So we get a super chat. I said during the show, get a super chat. We're gonna break it right. Let's go into this. We got your mail. Kim Calloway says, Tabitha, why do you have child restrictions on TikTok? #baby.
So what she's talking about is people will send me videos, specifically Kim, and they will have the blackout thing because it says restricted. Because for some reason, my TikTok has age restricted me, and I cannot watch some videos.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I'm like, I've sent you videos, and you can't watch them because you told for some reason Tabitha, when she created her TikTok account, she's like, I'm 12 years old.
That is not how that happened.
Women straight up lying about their age backfired on Tabitha because she was like, I'll be 15.
I'm 38. My ass is old.
So why does TikTok think you're 11?
TikTok keeps thinking that I am a child and will not let me view certain videos. I do not know why. It is not in my setting. I have checked my settings. I have literally done everything I can to make this restriction go away.
From request. She's like telling TikTok, there's this guy who's harassing me, sending me all these feet pics and his butt and his hairy butt pics. And I don't like. And so
hate feet.
The powers that be at TikTok was like, okay, the way we can protect you from him is by age restricting you. So you're probably in that zone where you're being protected by TikTok. Because if they lift that ban from your account,
I'm gonna get all these feet pictures.
Then all his hairy feet, butt, and knuckle pictures.
Why aren't they banned on TikTok? Why can we not ban all the men who are sending disgusting butt stuff?
This world, babe, you know what I'm talking about. This world is designed to punish women.
Oh
it's easier to restrict you than to discomfort him.
Is that really?
That's their stupid
is
logic.
That really easier?
Right?
Because I mean, I hate feet. I hate freaking feet. I am not a feet person. That is not my thing. Don't send me feet pictures, please.
Super chat your feet pictures right here. Send a $2, $1,
God, I hate you
super
so
chat,
much.
and we will send those super chat feet pics directly to Tabitha.
I hate you so much.
Yeah.
So much I hate you.
So and make sure to put hashtag daddy
No.
on all your super chats, and we're gonna make hashtag daddy your super chats.
Oh, this is the
And
worst.
Tabitha, we will make Tabitha read each one.
The
So
worst.
begin all your super chats with hashtag daddy. This question is for Tabitha. And we'll have Tabitha, even if it's about, I don't know, what do you think about the new Guardians of the Galaxy 3 movie? Hashtag daddy. Tabitha will be the one to read those.
Oh my God.
Hashtag daddy. And then
not
and
nice.
Tabitha will be your daddy.
No, no, I will not be. I will not be.
For $5 or more super chat, she will.
I will not. I am nobody's daddy.
I'm over here volunteering her services. Hashtag daddy. We
I
got
do
your
not
mail.
have the programs for this. Don't try.
Hashtag daddy. We got your mail. Tabitha. Well, no. I won't do that. I won't do that to her. Okay. That's not the service that Tabitha's going to provide.
I do not provide these services. I promise.
That's not what this show is about. Now, after the live stream ends, after the rundown after dark, maybe that's what we'll talk about. We're still on TikTok live.
No, you're going to be seeing Chris's feet. That's what's going to happen.
If you like it, I love it.
Nixon's going over there. No. Don't do it.
Oh, yeah. By popular demand.
Chris's feet are coming to you soon. Coming to you soon.
The pinky toe, it will surprise you. Guys, that is the show. I'm gonna end it off. So let's we just did the readers' comments. I forgot to hit the button on that. So but yeah, I appreciate you guys for your support and keeping us on our toes during the speaking of toes, on our toes during the comment section out there. Is there anything else that we missed in the live section? I think that we got it all. Mostly Nixon,
worth chatting.
And everybody talking in the chat section. Okay, guys, appreciate it, guys. Like I said, share, comments. It always helps us out. Super chats do help us out. So I appreciate you, Kim, for Kim Calloway for sponsoring this episode of the rundown. Which chat I'll put it in the bank and to help out on. The gas tank for Tabs for making the trip up here. So our sponsor, Kim Calloway of the rundown for this episode of the rundown. Appreciate it, guys. If you want to catch more of us, hit the subscribe button. Let us know what you guys think at all time, and send us topics, anything that you want us to run down. Whether you want us to run down our top, say, hey, Chris, Tabitha, Joy, give us a rundown of your favorite Christmas movies and stuff. It's the season of your favorite your favorite feet pics.
No,
from your favorite stalkers.
God, no.
Give us suggestions of what you want us to talk about, and either through social medias or through the live chat as well. If you want to reach out to me, it's Chris W. Fagan on all the TikToks, Instagrams, and Twitters and whatnot. Also, babe, if they want to reach out to you, what can they do that online?
I am on TikTok. Is that what you got me there, VJ Alamo?
Yeah. No, shout it all out. Yeah.
And I have my Instagram, which is Scrub Caps and More by Joy, and my Etsy store.
And to my right, we have the queen of the Baytown racetrack. Is that what it is?
Bay Area
Racetrack. Yeah. Where can they find you?
You can find me on TikTok at Let's Have Fun 012, or you can find me on Instagram at tabitha.jordan.18 at the Instagrams. That's me.
The Instagrams. And guys, like I said, appreciate you guys for staying with us for another hour and 30 minutes.
Whose fault was that?
And even longer than that, because I started the show so late because I just had to get those reactions out of the way. But we had fun. I thought this was a good show. It started off pissing me off because of my technical difficulties with.
But we got this.
We'll figure it. I'll rectify that later. So I humble myself before you and I beg your forgiveness. To the rest of you guys, appreciate you guys in the comment section. And to our sponsor, Kim Calloway, for giving Tabitha another reason to go, why?
Yes.
So until next time, guys, have a good one. See you next week. And